Hi, welcome to a Trekkie Girls. Happy New Year.
Hi.
We're still not cross-continental, we're still in the same continent, but we are still apart.
We
Um,
are too far.
Yeah.
Too far. But we're going to be reunited in a couple of weeks when I fly over to the SF Ball in Southampton. Harbour Hotel. Oh, we can't wait. If you haven't booked your tickets already, look up sfball.com. Terry Farrell's going to be there, and Chris Dewan and Vic. I can't pronounce it. Sorry, I'm going to learn that. Pardon?
And Graham. Oh, what's his last name?
Oh, Gary Graham.
Gary Graham. Yes, he's going to be there too.
Why do I know that name?
Ambassador Saval. Oh, you know him from the Enterprise Blues Band, I bet. Is he in the Enterprise Blue Band?
No.
No, he's in his own band, isn't he?
He's in his own band.
Sons of Kirk.
I have a feeling I said no, I know somebody else called Gary Graham. That's what's confusing. He's completely unrelated to Star Trek. I think it could be him. Who knew? Yeah.
Anyway, we just had to meet today. We were hoping to meet a couple of weeks ago, weren't we? Or we've been hoping to meet for ages to discuss what we thought was going to
We
happen.
were together for a whole weekend and still
Yeah, we did.
managed to do
we watched a lot of Star Trek, talked about a lot of Star Trek, didn't record anything.
Sorry.
But we had a great cliffhanger at the end of Into the Forest I Go, and we've now all just finished watching Despite Myself. What did you think?
I'm never watching it again. I hated it.
I loved it.
I know why you didn't like it. As soon as I watched it, I thought, oh my god, you're going to love it because Connor's back, and then
I know. There were so many highs,
Yeah.
but then just the lows.
Watching it with her was like, I watched it this morning so that I could then watch it again and like sit here making some notes. And then knowing what I knew, watching Sarah get excited at all the right points, and then going, don't get excited, Sarah, don't get attached.
Don't get attached. I was literally jumping up and down when Tilly was captain. I was like,
I know.
That was amazing.
Okay. I'm just gonna.
His hair. Oh my god, his hair.
I was just gonna say we have to talk about hair. I know. Let's talk about the important things first. The hair.
let's get that.
Yeah.
So what I quite like about Discovery is they are a natural hair people. You know that their hair tells a story,
Mhm.
and hair has always been a great topic of discussion in the first season of every series, particularly for women. Well, they're men too, but Tilly and Burnham both have brilliant natural hair. They just embrace it.
Very
And I
girls, you know.
yeah, they're fantastic, and that's great. But as someone who has not had natural hair since she was 15, I love Tilly's hair in this. And I've got, as you can tell, I'm desperately in need for a haircut and colour. And so I've been thinking in the past few weeks, like, should I get another balayage because that's easy, but should I just get regular highlights? And now I've seen Tilly's hair or Killy's hair, and I want that. Like, I want that haircut.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I want that haircut. Like the angle, big hair.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah. Like, so cool.
I'm also in love with Mirror Universe uniforms.
Oh, badass.
Yeah, I don't know which one I want more now.
I call Killy. I nearly texted you in the episode, like, I'm going to call Killy. I'm thinking, like,
Fine.
I'm already.
Burnham's outfit with her over-the-knee boots and everything.
That is cool. I think a Burnham, a Killy, and a Detmer would look awesome on us.
Yeah, we should do it.
Definitely.
Yeah. That's how my mind works when I watch Star Trek. I'm like, oh, we can do that.
We kept commenting on the boots, didn't we? Like, love the boots.
They were cool. But yeah, okay, so we got the shallow stuff out the way quickly there. But no, actually it's not shallow. It's not terribly shallow, because one thing I thought was, you know, whenever the Mirror Universe stuff comes up, I'm like, oh, okay, so there's a convention in August. I've got to lose like 1.5 stones before to get into the Mirror Universe costumes. And now I'm like, oh, thanks, Tilly. I can rock that uniform right now. I can pull that off now, you know? So thank you, Tilly, for not being an absolute size 0. Thank you for that.
And the lack of midriffs on show, I like that.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, rocking costume.
Yeah.
Us in our 20s would have been disappointed. Us in our 30s, oh, nice coverage.
Made for us. Made for us. Yeah.
So back to the big revelations. They are in the Mirror Universe.
Mm-hmm.
We knew we knew it was coming eventually, and we all suspected this would be the moment. But it's nice to see them finally there.
I'd completely forgotten everything that had happened. I was like, oh, I forgot they were somewhere else. Oh, I forgot that she was on the ship. Terrible.
Yep. So they went to the Mirror Universe. A lot of people, I was starting to think, I was like, is it too soon for a Mirror Universe? Do we know the characters enough to crave to see the alternative? We haven't discovered enough of the existing characters to. Oh, have you gone?
Hang on. I'm back.
Yeah.
There we go. Where's the charging?
Have we seen enough of the existing characters to see them in an alternative form? But actually, we're not seeing the other characters. We're not seeing them in the Mirror Universe. We're seeing them having to.
I like that they explained it, that they switched. No one seems phased that there's an evil ship just running around in the Prime Universe. Well,
is that what they were saying? Because that's the impression I got, and I thought actually maybe it's just they've
switched universes, but no one seems phased at all that there's this ship full of like supremist Terrans just running around.
Maybe next season.
Discovery. Yeah.
So we got So you're right. So we got some big things happen in this episode. So this was like one of the biggest important episodes in terms of the story arc so far, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely.
We got the whole Tyler is he Vok thing. That's really fleshing out now, isn't it?
I don't like it.
I don't think you can dispute that he's Vok anymore. He is Vok,
but it's just
he
how
is also,
much so.
Also Ash.
And
who is the dominant personality inside him. And Ash, I think, is winning at the moment.
But he killed
Colbert.
Like, I know.
He killed Colbert to protect his secret.
Yeah, not cool. Not cool killing him.
It's not cool. It's no way cool. I'm not saying it's cool. But I say...
He loves Burnham so much he doesn't want her to find out.
I don't know if it was Ash or Vok who did that.
That was Vok.
Do you think it was Vok?
I think there was no doubt that was Vok. I
think it was Ash.
Oh.
Because we don't, like Sam said, we don't really know enough about the characters to rule out anything really. Like you don't know who he was before he was a prisoner of war, and you don't really know the effects that has had on him. We don't really know what they've done to him. So I think you could be right. It could have been like snap, like,
there's a moment where he looks to change, and I think it's the idea is that he changes from Ash to Vok and then he kills Colbert. But I also think Ash would have done the same, and that's why he can't stop him in that moment. But then he's panicking in that moment.
And he says to Burnham at the end, no matter what I do it to protect you.
And he says that as Ash.
So, I do see where you're coming from. I don't like it. Either way. No. I'm never watching it again. So somehow they have to make this.
The poor guy now has.
It's like when they blew up Vulcan and you guys were upset and you said they have to put it right. They have to put this right.
Well, this is what I quite like about this multiple universe thing is that no one's really dead, are they? You don't even know whether they were in the Prime Universe to start with. Now that could be in question, although the writers pretty much did say they were in the Prime Universe. But when they killed Hugh Colbert, I'm like, no, you can't kill Dr. Colbert. You can't. I love that guy. I think he's a brilliant character.
And it meant so much, didn't it? It was more like the relationship between them. That it was so much more like a first. Discovery was doing things that a bit like the Uhura kiss originally. They were breaking boundaries. You can't then just kill that character off. Like there has to be more.
There could be another Colbert around. He might be all right in Mirror Universe. You never know. He might be cool.
We have a theory that there's only one Stamets.
Because
across all of the universes.
Because he can transcend all of them. He
I
can't
like
exist
the
in
theory.
another.
I think that was Mike. I think that was Mike's
Sarah
suggestion.
goes-
Wow, I like that.
Yeah. But yeah, I because he did
Actually,
you know,
what they didn't reveal about characters was more telling them what they did. You know, they went into Burnham and a lot of the crew members, but they didn't go into Tyler's. And you're right, Stamets as well. Yeah.
Yeah, they never said who Tyler. Well, I suppose Tyler wouldn't necessarily be. Tyler shouldn't really be on the Discovery, should he? Really, he wasn't a crew member, was he? They picked him up, so there would be no. Like, how much does the Mirror Universe mirror?
Actually,
does that make sense?
I got as a Trekkie in training. I got a job for you, Sarah, because I knew there'd be lots of questions.
I have lots of questions.
You got at least 3 episodes I need you to watch, or I invite you to watch.
Okay.
So
well, in a Mirror Universe is better.
Yeah, because you don't need to have watched every single Star Trek episode to understand this. You just need a couple. So perhaps if you wanted to watch Enterprise in a Mirror Darkly 2-parter, you've probably already seen that because I probably would have forced it down your throat one day.
I don't think I have. I don't think I have.
Oh, really?
No.
Yeah, we were reading it like at the end of the episode. Hoshi declares herself Empress, and that might be like the same line might follow to Emperor, because one of the books suggests that she has 100 years. Her legacy runs for 100 years. So
why do we keep cutting out?
Yeah, so she has a dynasty that lasts for about 100 years, and that would be the right sort of time frame.
Oh, I would. Empress Hoshi was brilliant, and I was talking about. Oh, I was on Trek Ranks last week, wasn't I? With Jim, Enterprise Extra, and In a Mirror Darkly. We're getting a bit funny. In a Mirror Darkly was my second favourite 2-part episode, and you're right. Can you see me all right? Am I breaking up a bit?
Yeah, you're just breaking up a tiny bit. We can still see you.
Yeah.
Yes, that was my second favourite episode, and one thing I really loved was the way Sato went from being the captain's girl, the bit on the side, to rising right the way up through Empress, and she played that deviousness so well, and it's hard for a character, I think. Do you remember Kez was a bit cringeworthy when she played that evil dictator, and Hoshi Sato nailed it. Tilly nailed it. And I thought that because from what I understand, the Shen Shao is now going looking for the Defiant, or the place where the Defiant went. And of course, that was Hoshi's ship. She took that. So I'd love it if there was some mention of Hoshi in it. I would love that.
Yeah, I'm hoping, because apparently it's a non-canon book called Empires that suggests
Okay.
So what other episodes have I got to watch?
Oh yes. Sorry. So In a Mirror Darkly, Enterprise 2-parter, and then Mirror is probably the most crucial one. That's the original series, the first ever Mirror Universe episode, and that explains the the Defiant would have been the Tholian incident, when the Tholian web episode. So you can watch that one as well. It's not a Mirror Universe episode, but it explains the Defiant. But in all honesty, In a Mirror Darkly will kind of cover that as well.
Okay.
And the Deep Space Nine one.
Crossover.
Yeah, crossover. That's right. Yeah, crossover. Was that the first? One? I can't remember.
Think it might be.
Cool. All right. So crossover. So three episodes on the 2-parter. But most definitely In a Mirror Darkly and Mirror. And if you're also newish to Star Trek, haven't watched it all, those are some good episodes to watch between now and next episode, because it looks like this is going to be an arc, doesn't it?
They did say the first part is their war story, and then they're not going back to that for a while. So I think the second half of the series will be all set in the Mirror Universe and them getting home.
Oh, where did you hear that? Have you been watching After Trek?
I've been watching After Trek, and I've been reading lots of the Twitter feeds.
Yeah.
So, like, one of the writers said early on that they're telling a war story to begin with, and then they're moving away from that. I remember originally, back when Brian Fuller was writer, they were going, every season was going to be almost standalone, and they were going to move forward like they do with American Horror Story and shows like that. So I think they've kept some of the idea of that. So that's why mid-season they've changed tactic.
So do you think they will find their way out of the Mirror Universe?
Oh yes, I think they will by the end of the first season, and then they'll go back to Prime Universe with
the knowledge that they've
and
hopefully a new Colbert.
Hopefully a new Colbert.
And also the security officer as well. I can't remember her name. What's her name? The security officer who died early on. She might be nice in the Mirror Universe.
No, I didn't like her. She was mean.
But she'd be nice in the Mirror Universe. She might be in the Agonizer right now. Who's like in there for feeding the kitchen.
Giorgio back.
Oh, we were talking.
Giorgio.
That would be awesome. That'd be awesome. And it did say that. What's Colbert's name in real life? It did say guest starring, didn't it? Yeah. It's always
this is the other thing with. This is what Star Trek can't get around is credits, and it seems like
it gave it away with Giorgio, that very first
guest starring.
No.
It's like they're on a different contract, means you can't be in the credits or something. In the main title.
I had a really good point then, and I lost it. What were we talking about before? We were talking about.
We talked about everything. We've been all over the place. We're talking about episodes you're going to watch. I'd quite like to go back to to Stamets. What's Stamets' deal?
2 seconds. I remember what I was going to say. We were just saying about was it Vok or was it Ash? Burnham said to Ash, make sure he gets put in the right place. And at the very end, he's in the Agonizer. So Ash must have put him in there.
Oh, with Lorca.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you remember? I think Burnham said to him, make sure he goes to the brig properly and, doesn't go in the Agonizer. But he was in the Agonizer. So Ash
I thought... my impression was they went down there, didn't they? They went down to the Agonizer all together, and she was like, no. But Lorca was like, yeah, no, I've got to go in there. That's kind of what I got from that.
Oh, see, I thought that Ash put him in there.
I think Ash put him in there, but because Lorca said with his eyes.
Yeah, I thought he said with his eyes.
What? Maybe.
You never know. You never know.
I like my theory better because then it might be like Lorca will be like, why did you do that, buddy? And he's like, wow, I had to make it look real, didn't I? But then Lorca will have that little
the seed of doubt.
He'll have the seed of doubt, like that wasn't a very nice thing to do. I think there's something off with Ash. Oh, Sam's choking. Don't choke. We'll see. Stamets. Oh my God, we think this is one of him.
That's an interesting theory. That's a good theory. I like that.
Theory that he was the traveller.
There's the theory he could be the traveller. He speaks like when he goes all hippie-ish. That one episode he went a bit hippie-ish. He came across a lot like the traveller. There's also
I want to know. What he means was it's a palace.
Yes.
It's a palace. What's a palace?
Isn't that a very Klingon word though?
Palace.
Is it? Isn't that like quite a Klingon word? Do they have palaces? No.
No, big halls. But...
I don't know. I didn't know if because what did he say when he killed him? It was something like
the enemy is here.
The enemy is here.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I just wondered if it had a Klingon connotation. It sounds like
I don't think the palace.
I don't know.
But yeah, we're not sure what's going on with Stamets.
I wonder whether it's something to do with the Organians. Didn't the
who?
Weren't they on their way to see the Organians? No, I'm thinking mixed up with the Iconians now. No, it's all right, don't worry. But the other thing,
I wonder if it's got anything to do with the tree, because we've, at some point they've got to go back and save the planet, haven't they? We've just forgotten about the planet that the Klingons were about to destroy,
The Parvens, yeah, maybe. That's a bit of unfinished business, isn't it? The Parvens. But no, there's also the issue of, like, you remember Gary Mitchell in the very pilot episode? There's a lot of comparisons between Stamets' eyes and Gary Mitchell's eyes in the pilot episode of the original series. That's
Who's Gary Mitchell?
Gary Mitchell's in the pilot episode of the original series, the very first one, Ed, and he gets these sort of super godlike powers. And
when his eyes go white.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm blind.
So there's a lot of comparisons there. I mean, I noticed something that Admiral Cornwell said a while ago. She said something that there's no death penalty, which isn't technically true. There is the death penalty for visiting Talos 5, which is the planet from that episode, which Gary Mitchell ends up on. And so I wonder whether that hasn't happened yet. I guess it hasn't transpired that they've been to that planet and created the death penalty for visiting that planet. What's on my screen?
Why the death penalty for visiting that planet?
It's really dangerous. I think it's more like for their own protection. You've got to be killed as opposed to punishment. Is how I've taken it. That's how I rationalize it to myself.
Okay, fair enough.
So yeah, there's I had a list of them the other day. Let me see if I wrote them down. I started thinking them. What's Stamets? Blah blah. Oh yes, here we go. Gosh, loads of them. Oh yes, this is another point I made. Oh yeah, just as a little side point about this episode tonight. How funny was Lorca's Scottish accent when he was the chief engineer?
Scotty.
Gold, absolute gold.
Loved it.
I was just waiting. I was like, what is he going to come out with?
Yeah.
Like, what is it going to be? Like, that was classic. That was so good.
I just got to put on his normal voice.
Yeah. No, that was brilliant. Rocked the Scottish accent.
Yeah.
And okay, so let's on to our wacky theories. We love our theories, don't we?
Oh yes.
I'm wondering whether Lorel's going to have to help them out here. She's just stuck in that brig doing nothing while they're around they're sort of dawdling around the mirror universe. I think she's going to come in useful at some point.
I think
Not sure how yet.
More of a point to her being there, I think.
So,
but it does seem like whatever they've done to Ash hasn't quite worked. Like you said, I think he's fighting whatever they've done to him. Because she's like, that should have worked. You should have been like the magic words.
What you should say is Vok is fighting whatever's been done to him. Because it's Vok made to look like Ash with Ash's personality put on top of him.
Oh, I assumed it was the other way round. I don't know why.
Because then they wouldn't.
Might be. We don't know, do we?
But they wouldn't have bone crushed him, would they?
There wouldn't be any need to bone crush him.
I must admit, I didn't really understand that bit.
So yeah, the whole altering organ suggests that it was Vok transformed into Ash.
And then they've squished
his
him.
personality into...
But we don't know what Lorel's agenda is, do we? We don't know whether she put that personality onto him to make him more human in order to be able to work with humans, to be able to help. Maybe she thinks the Empire's better, the Klingon Empire's more beneficial with the Federation help, so she puts this personality onto him, and she's hoping for some sort of...
redeemable.
I was going to say, I just assumed he was a plant that eventually she would use to her own advantage.
I'm sure she would, but what's her advantage? That's what I'm saying. What does she's obviously using him. Sorry, Carol?
She needs the secret of the discovery. She needs the spore drive.
That's ultimately what they were trying to find, wasn't it?
And they want Michael and Lorca and the Discovery dead. If you can put someone onto that ship, that's why they kidnap Lorca, so that they can place them with Ash, escape together.
I don't know. I just think she's more devious than that. I kind of think whether she's going to try and go for an alliance with the Federation, very clever. I don't know.
Do you think when she was speaking to Cornwall, she was actually being honest?
I don't know if she's capable of being honest, if I'm honest.
think that she will play a pivotal part in the Kitchener Accords.
Ooh, I hope so. I don't know whether I'm just rooting for her to be like me because I like Mary Chaffin.
So, because my whole theory is that Discovery will end at the Kitchener Accords. So there'll be time jumps in amongst some of the series, and the series will end at the Kitchener Accords, and we'll follow some of the characters through that time arc.
Is that like the peace treaty between the Klingons and the Federation?
Yes.
Ah, see, okay.
But that's quite far in the future. The Kitchener
It's quite
Accords.
far, but remember, Kirk and Spock are all alive, and they'd only be 10 years older at most. Because it's only 10 years.
I think it'll be quite a bit older than that. Isn't the Kitchener Accords? That was the movies, wasn't it? That's what, like, the beginning of
his country.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but if Discovery's only 10 years before the original series, they could only be 10 years older than they are in the last movie. They could survive that long.
Yeah.
And new characters come in, and you just follow the progression of the Discovery crew up into the Kitchener Accords.
Sort of like over 50, 60 years, though.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know.
That's where I think lends to Brian Fuller's each season is a standalone. Is because jumps. So next season you might have Captain Tilly and have someone else and someone else and someone else.
Interesting theory. I'm not sure whether they're just
guest star next series.
Yeah, my theory. We're not following the crew, we're following the ship.
Ooh,
I like that.
It's called Star Trek Discovery, but it's following the Discovery up into the Kitchener Accords. The crew, as we have learnt, are expendable. And so this season might, like, maybe the first 2 seasons we follow the Michael Burton arc, and then there's another character who takes, and then they follow that story on for another 10 years, and so on and so forth.
That's a good theory.
Is it a bit sad that Destination Star Trek announced Jason Isaacs going to Birmingham, and my first thought is, how does he know his schedule's free? I don't like that. Anyone they announce, I'm like,
he's also
nope,
going
not
to
good.
Germany.
Pardon?
He's going to the Germany one as well.
Who is?
Jason Isaacs. He's going to Germany and
Oh, the schedule cannot be that clear. That's not good. Mind you, a lot of them made it to Vegas, didn't they, last year? So you never know.
Yes. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I can't watch shows and get attached to characters and then they die.
Unless, of course, I'm right, and then he'll be killed off this season.
As long as they bring back Colbert, I don't mind.
They have to bring back Colbert. I mean, in Star Trek, no one's ever dead.
Character, love him.
You know, they brought back Connor back to be killed again, so it's.
I know, bless him. He's doomed, isn't he? He is proper doomed.
Just
kill him in every timeline.
Wouldn't it be cool if Captain Georgiou was some descendant of Hoshi in this one? She's like maybe Georgiou's the Empress or something. That would be cool.
That would be.
I know. I did say to Carol, "Well, who's the Emperor then?" And Carol was like, "Well, that's the point."
Yeah, I think that the Emperor's definitely gonna be revealed. I hope it's Georgiou. That'd be epic. A showdown between Tilly and Georgiou would be cool. And then Burnham has to kill him. Oh, that's the other thing. Like the very end of the episode, was it me or was Burnham a bit comfortable in that captain's chair, having everyone hail her?
Oh hell yeah! Yeah, she looked at home there.
Yeah,
definitely.
I thought it must, as tiring as she said it was to Tyler, you know, that she's having to watch her back every minute. That look that Detmer gave her when she entered the bridge, that was just respect and honor. And then you compare it to the look Detmer gave her when she went on the mess deck on the Discovery that first time, where it was just sheer horror and disgust that she was there. It's going to be quite attractive, hasn't it, to suddenly be in a place where everyone loves you and you're a hero and you're worshipped. Whereas in your own universe, you're there because Lorca pulled you out of a life sentence in prison and you're never getting a command again.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be that whole thing at the end of the series where they have the chance to go back, and some of them like want to go and some of them don't want to go.
What would you pick?
I'd probably pick the Prime Universe. I think it seems a little bit nicer.
I don't know. If I was Michael, I would
Yeah,
struggle with that.
if you were Michael, yeah.
I would.
No.
Michael, I think she would go home. I think she'd go Prime Universe. She thinks she deserves her sentence.
Yeah.
And she feels she deserves it, so she would go back.
It's very Vulcan.
Unless, of course, she stayed to further the rebellion and bring down the Empire.
Maybe. I can't see her fighting the Vulcans, though.
No, I can't.
Unless she's got some sort of hidden anger towards Vulcan for not letting her in the Science Academy.
You don't know what the future of that timeline is. Maybe she's the one that brings peace to them.
Well, interesting you say that. You have to watch Mirror.
Yeah, watch
Okay.
watch some episodes.
Is there no peace?
No. Watch Mirror.
Okay.
And then watch all those episodes we said, and it's quite funny that you say that.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are you hoping to see in the upcoming episodes?
Colbert alive. and Ash not Vok. And Giorgio.
Definitely want to see Giorgio. Would like to see Colbert and then return to the Prime Universe because.
Oh, I want to see Mirror Universe Saru. Ooh, I wonder what he's like.
I bet he's on top of a barbecue right now.
With his little thread ganglia hanging out.
That was interesting that his threat ganglia went up when Tyler walked on the bridge.
Yeah. Yes, we did think that, didn't we? We did. We were like, ooh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No.
He knows.
But I did say, wasn't it weird how in the Mirror Universe the humans are like, what's his species called? Saru, what is he? He's a...
Oh, Kelpian.
Yes. The humans, she describes the humans like the Kelpians. Like they live on that fear of... Was that who she was talking about? When she was trying to teach Tilly like how to say, like, you know, their confidence, their strength comes from the fact that they are constantly fighting to stay alive. And that was
I see.
Kelpians, that fear. It's
I was like, Kelpians are racist, xenophobic, mean people.
Yeah, but that fear.
But yeah, I know what you mean about the fear.
They're prey all the time, and they live in fear. They're constantly on alert, and I think that's what she was saying. So that was very Kelpian.
I don't know. I kind of get the feeling that the fear they were talking about there is the sort of same the fear that a lot of Daily Mail readers in the UK have, just that constant fear that they're just fear-based people. They fear silly stuff that doesn't exist. Cool. Well, shall we? I just thought we'd have a quick discussion about that. So maybe is there anything else you want to say about Despite Myself, or I've got some other stuff we thought we could talk about. If there's anything else you want to talk about.
No, I think we're
good.
Covered that quite well.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got really exciting year ahead as well, haven't we?
We have.
I love the news that Jason Isaac is coming to Birmingham. Can't wait.
Birmingham's going to be epic. We can't wait. We've already been. I've got so many cosplay ideas and stuff. It's untrue. I'll text you all later with a confab. We got the sci-fi ball in a couple of weeks.
Yay!
It'll be good fun. And there's also the news about the news. What's been very quiet on official sources, because I think while Discovery is still on Netflix and CBS All Access, they're keeping it on lowdown. But there's this news about another Star Trek movie with Quentin Tarantino.
I know.
I'm quite excited for this.
I know. You said he's been a lifelong fan.
I'm pretty sure he's a lifelong fan. I think so.
I reckon because everyone's like, oh my God, you know, he's going to like Pulp Fiction Star Trek. It's like, no, I don't reckon he. I reckon he's going to blow it out of the water. I reckon he's going to prove to be like the biggest Star Trek nerd, and it's just going to be awesome.
What he does well in his movies is he tells stories in non-linear ways. So he tells stories, and I think Star Trek, something that messes with time all the time, and with the theory that Chris Hemsworth is going to be, or the rumours that Chris Hemsworth is going to be in it, a non-linear Star Trek movie would make total sense. So you jump backwards and forwards in time. Tarantino can do that.
Yeah.
That's why I had to bring it up, because I know, Carol, I know you're a Tarantino fan, and you know your stuff, you know your movies. So I really wanted to hear your take on it. My first reaction was like, what? And then
it did seem like the weirdest match. You're like,
Yeah.
this has got to be a spoof, right? This is fake news. Fake news.
Yeah, I'm totally going to reserve judgment until I've seen it, because you just don't know, do you?
No.
You know. But what really got me excited was Patrick Stewart getting excited about it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How good would that be? If it was a TNT movie, please make that so.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
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 No, that's very exciting.
That is.
Yeah. And that's like with the new cast. So like Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto.
Yes.
We don't know.
Don't know. And I think official sources, I mean, it sounds like it's moving, and it sounds like it's all happening, but I guess official sources, StarTrek.com, and if you remember, they had to give about a 6 months period either side of Discovery and the last movie, Star Trek Beyond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
I think it's getting late and my internet gives up in the evening for some reason, because it's Spanish.
No, it's very exciting. Any new Trek is good Trek.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And I'm loving the Orville.
Oh yes.
I love it. It's brilliant. I really love it.
I haven't seen the Orville, but I watched the Black Mirror episode, which is inspired.
I've not seen that yet. Is it good?
Oh, it's really good. Yeah. Like, what would happen if you were a Twisted fan is pretty much what it is.
Sounds good. I'm going to give that a try.
Yeah, it's good.
Cool. Well, I think we better wrap it up there before we talk all night like we usually do. Well, thank you very much for joining us, and we'd love to hear what your thoughts are. Do send us a message.
Yeah.
We'll speak to you soon.
Bye.